sure you're aware of it. Very exciting news. The United Kingdom and Republic of Ireland will host the 2028 European Championships. UEFA has confirmed. The joint bid ran unopposed after Turkey withdrew to focus on a bid with Italy for the Euros in 2032, which was also confirmed at a meeting in Switzerland. Now we can get more on the logistics and what this will mean for the nation with the Culture Secretary. Let's say hello and a warm welcome to Lucy Frazer, joins us live on Drive. Hi Lucy, how are you?
Hi, great. Good to be here.
Good. Thank you so much for coming on. All very excited. Of course, huge news today. What can you tell us about the process and the work you've done in getting the UK and Ireland to host the Euros in 2028?
This is huge news. I'm very excited. I'm thrilled that the UK and Ireland will be jointly hosting the biggest competition that we've hosted together as nations before. And I think it's a huge boost for local economies. They'll be hosted in 10 different cities, both across UK and Ireland. So huge benefit for them there. Of course, this has been led by the FA, but with the support of government. So since I've been in post, as you say, I have been supporting actively this bid.
Lucy, I mean, listen, it's fantastic news that we've got this. We are going to be hosting the Euros. But were there any fears or concerns that we might not get this after the scenes we saw at the end of the Euro 2020 final?
So it was never certain that we would get this. With the UK and Ireland have put in a really strong bid, backed by the government, backed by both me and the Prime Minister. I met the president of UEFA, and we've put together a really, really strong bid to get this over the line. And the FA have done a significant amount of work. Obviously, you mentioned that there were issues in Wembley some years ago, but the FA have done a significant amount of work, invested significantly in the stadium to make sure that we won't see a repeat of those incidents. It was never certain until today that we were going to get it. So I'm really, really, really excited and pleased that information is being confirmed today.
Let me ask you about hosting the tournament. How is it going to benefit the UK and Ireland? And how will it benefit the economy? I read a report, I think it was this morning, it could generate up to 2.6 billion for the economy.
That's absolutely right. Look, there are a host of ways how this is going to help improve the economy and just so many other things as well. So we know that when you host an international competition like this, there's a boost to the local economy. It's going to be, as I said, in 10 cities, and we estimate the GVA the boost will be 2.6 billion pounds. But it's not just about the money, it's about that amazing feel-good factor that we all have when we see the UK hosting on such a scale. There'll be huge activity in those towns and cities. And also what we want to see is more people getting active in sport. We last month announced our national sports strategy. We want to see more people getting active. We want to see 3.5 million more people getting active. And it's events like these that are going on locally that really do energize people and get them out and about, which is, of course, a benefit to them, a benefit to their health, and a benefit to the economy more broadly.
What longer term impacts are you hoping for with the tournament? What will that bring?
So there will be a benefit to the local areas that are hosting it. So we know, for example, that when Birmingham hosted the Commonwealth Games, there was an £870 million benefit, some infrastructure and other things boosting the local economy. But it's just that the long-term legacy can also be the health of the nation. I mean, let's think back to the Euros last year, the women's Euros. The legacy of that was the Lionesses and the excitement that they gave to young women and young boys across the country to get involved in football. And I think we've seen the women's game significantly up the stakes in terms of competition and standards since then. We saw a massive campaign by the Lionesses following that to get more girls, get equal access to sport in schools. So these competitions, of course, are fantastic. It's a great honour to be hosting them. They'll bring a benefit to the economy, but it's not just about the money. It's about so many things more than that as well. Fans are absolutely critical. There'll be people up and down the country so excited, and they're going to be at the heart of our hosting.
Do you feel that we will be under the spotlight? Just going back to what Darren was talking about earlier on about the the scenes that we saw for that Euro 2020 final and the safety and the lack of it actually for quite a lot of the fans. Do you think that we'll be under the spotlight more than ever before?
Look, we will be under the spotlight. We're hosting an international competition, but we've learned lessons from those events. The FA have invested millions of pounds to make sure that Wembley is safer, and they're taking it very seriously. One of the things that was scrutinised very closely by UEFA in the bid was around security. And so I think it's a vote of confidence in us as a country that we have secured this bid.
Can I ask, what have they invested in?
Things like turnstiles, so physical infrastructure, as well as other things as well.
Okay, and I'm looking at the stadiums that are going to be used. They're all wonderful stadiums even now. So Wembley Stadium, Principality, the Spurs Stadium, Everton's, etc. Hampden Park, Etihad. The list goes on and on. So going back to infrastructure, what work needs to be done? What's the main crux of work that needs to be done between now and when the Euros in 2028 begin?
So the great thing about this bid is much of the infrastructure is already there. So that reduces the cost and the necessary spend that the UK taxpayer has to put forward. So that's great news. We are world class in hosting these competitions, and we have fantastic infrastructure already in place. There is a Casement Park. There is going to have to be significant infrastructure there, and we will be working with other partners to make sure that infrastructure is in place.
Okay. Just before I let you go, Lucy, we're hearing reports that the FA are considering lighting the Wembley Arch in the colours of Israel. Is this an area UK sport should be getting involved in?
So this is, of course, a question for the FA. And like you, I know that they've been considering it. It is a question for them. But all international sporting bodies regularly think about how they can mark and reflect upon tragic international events that are happening. And so I think it's right that the FA are considering this and how they do mark it. And I know that's something that they are actively considering.
Okay. Lucy, listen, thank you so much for your time. A real pleasure as always.
Thank you.
I think she's gone. That was Lucy Frazer, the Conservative MP and Culture Secretary. Listen, all very excited, of course. It's still a long way off, 2028, but like all football tournaments, it'll come round in the blink of an eye.
talkSPORT Drive. Super opinionated sporting debate. Monday to Friday afternoon from 4 on AM, on DAB, via the talkSPORT app and on your smart speaker. talkSPORT.